Have you ever felt like you're constantly pushing against the flow of life? Do you find yourself struggling to make things happen, only to feel more stressed and exhausted? Imagine this: you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. No matter how hard you push, it just won't go in. Now, what if there's another way? What if instead of forcing things to happen, you could learn the art of not forcing? Picture a river flowing effortlessly downstream. It doesn't resist the rocks or try to change its course. It simply flows with grace, embracing the twists and turns along the way. Similarly, in life, we can learn to flow with the natural rhythm of existence, rather than constantly fighting against it. Think about a time when you've tried to force a solution to a problem. Maybe you pushed yourself to work harder, only to feel more burnt out. Or perhaps you tried to control a situation, only to find it slipping out of your grasp. The truth is, forcing things rarely leads to lasting fulfillment or genuine success. But what does it mean to not force? And how can we apply this principle in our daily lives? In this video series, we'll explore the art of not forcing, drawing inspiration from the timeless wisdom of Buddhism. Join us as we embark on a journey to discover a more peaceful, balanced way of living. Through simple yet profound insights, we'll learn how to let go of struggle and embrace the flow of life. So sit back, relax, and open your mind to the possibility of living with greater ease and authenticity. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven for more insightful content. Let's dive in. Lesson 1: Understanding the concept of not forcing. Do you ever feel like you're constantly pushing against the flow of life, trying to make things happen according to your will? It's like trying to swim against a strong current, exhausting and futile. But what if there's another way? What if we could learn the art of not forcing, of flowing with life's natural rhythm? Imagine a river gently meandering through the countryside. It doesn't struggle or resist. It simply follows the path of least resistance. Similarly, the concept of not forcing teaches us to let go of our need to control everything and instead trust in the natural unfolding of events. Think about a time when you've tried to force a solution to a problem, only to find yourself more frustrated and stressed than before. This is because forcing goes against the natural order of things. It creates resistance and tension, blocking the flow of life's energy. But when we learn to let go of our attachments and expectations, we open ourselves up to infinite possibilities. Instead of trying to force outcomes, we learn to trust in the process and allow things to unfold organically. In Buddhism, this concept is central to the teachings on impermanence and non-attachment. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from our desire to cling to things that are constantly changing. By letting go of our attachments and accepting the transient nature of life, we can find true peace and liberation. Not forcing doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. It's about taking inspired action from a place of inner alignment rather than from a place of fear or ego. It's about surrendering to the wisdom of the universe and trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When we stop forcing and start flowing, we tap into the natural abundance of the universe. We attract opportunities, resources, and relationships that are in alignment with our true selves. We find joy, fulfillment, and serenity in every moment, knowing that we are exactly where we are meant to be. So, the next time you catch yourself trying to force a situation, take a deep breath and remember the wisdom of not forcing. Trust in the natural flow of life and watch as miracles unfold before your eyes. Lesson 2: The Wisdom of Buddhism. Buddhism, an ancient philosophy and spiritual tradition originating in India, offers profound insights into the art of not forcing. At its core lies the understanding that suffering stems from our attachment to desires and our resistance to change. Buddhism teaches that by embracing impermanence and letting go of our attachments, we can find true peace and freedom. Central to Buddhist teachings is the concept of the Four Noble Truths. The first truth acknowledges the existence of suffering in life, while the second truth identifies the causes of suffering, primarily our cravings and attachments. However, Buddhism offers hope by asserting that suffering can be overcome. The third noble truth reveals that the cessation of suffering is possible through the cessation of craving and attachment. This highlights the importance of cultivating a mindset of non-attachment and acceptance. By relinquishing our grip on desires, we free ourselves from the cycle of suffering. The fourth noble truth outlines the Eightfold Path, a practical guide to living a life of mindfulness, ethical conduct, and wisdom. This path includes practices such as right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. One of the key teachings of Buddhism is the principle of impermanence, known as anicca. This principle asserts that all phenomena, including our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, are transient and subject to change. By recognizing the impermanent nature of existence, we can release our attachment to outcomes and embrace the flow of life. Another fundamental concept in Buddhism is the idea of anatta, or non-self. This teaching challenges the notion of a fixed, independent self and encourages us to see ourselves as interconnected with all beings. By letting go of the illusion of a separate self, we can cultivate compassion and empathy for others. Buddhism also emphasizes the practice of mindfulness, or sati, which involves paying attention to the present moment with openness and curiosity. Mindfulness enables us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing us to respond skillfully to life's challenges. The philosophy of Buddhism teaches us to find peace within ourselves rather than seeking it externally. It encourages us to let go of the need to control outcomes and instead trust in the natural unfolding of life. Through meditation and contemplative practices, we can cultivate inner calm and resilience. By embodying the principles of Buddhism, we can learn to navigate life with greater ease and grace. We can embrace change without fear, knowing that everything is impermanent. We can cultivate compassion for ourselves and others, recognizing our shared humanity. In summary, Buddhism offers profound wisdom on the art of not forcing. It teaches us to let go of attachments, embrace impermanence, and cultivate mindfulness. By integrating these teachings into our lives, we can find true peace and liberation from suffering. Lesson 3: Embracing Impermanence. In the grand tapestry of life, change is the only constant. This fundamental truth lies at the heart of the Buddhist philosophy, teaching us to embrace impermanence with open arms. Imagine a flowing river, ever-changing, never stagnant. Similarly, our lives are in a perpetual state of flux, with each moment giving way to the next. At times, we cling tightly to what we know, fearing the uncertainty that change brings. Yet, by resisting the natural ebb and flow of life, we only invite suffering. Buddhism invites us to release our grip on the illusion of permanence and instead, to find solace in the beauty of impermanence. Consider the seasons, each one distinct, each one fleeting. In the same way, our experiences, emotions, and even our very existence are transient. The blossoming of a flower, the fading of twilight, these moments are fleeting, yet undeniably beautiful. Embracing impermanence doesn't mean resignation or indifference. Rather, it invites us to fully engage with life, knowing that every joy, every sorrow, is but a passing cloud in the vast sky of existence. Think of a sandcastle built on the shore. Despite our best efforts, the waves of time will eventually wash it away. Instead of mourning its inevitable demise, we can find joy in the act of creation, cherishing the memories made in its fleeting presence. In our pursuit of happiness, we often chase after fleeting pleasures, hoping they will provide lasting fulfillment. But like a mirage in the desert, these pleasures evaporate upon closer inspection. Buddhism teaches us to seek contentment not in external possessions, but in the richness of our inner world. By embracing impermanence, we free ourselves from the shackles of attachment. We learn to let go of what no longer serves us, making room for new growth and transformation. In the face of adversity, it can be tempting to resist change, to cling to the familiar shores of the past. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of upheaval that the seeds of growth are sown. Like the phoenix rising from the ashes, we have the power to reinvent ourselves, to emerge stronger and wiser from life's inevitable trials. By embracing impermanence, we awaken to the beauty of the present moment. We learn to savor each breath, each heartbeat, knowing that they are but fleeting gifts in the grand symphony of life. In the end, it is not the length of our journey that matters, but the depth of our experience. Embracing impermanence allows us to live fully, love deeply, and let go gracefully, knowing that each moment is a precious gift to be cherished. Lesson 4: Letting go of attachment. In the grand tapestry of life, attachment is like a knot that binds us to specific outcomes, people, or possessions. It's a natural inclination of the human mind to cling to what brings comfort or pleasure. Yet, according to the teachings of Buddhism, it's this very attachment that often leads to suffering. Imagine holding onto a delicate butterfly in fear of losing it. The tighter the grip, the more likely it is to slip away. In Buddhism, attachment is seen as one of the root causes of suffering. When we become overly attached to things, ideas, or people, we create expectations and dependencies that can lead to disappointment and pain when those expectations aren't met. It's like building a house on a foundation of sand. It may seem sturdy at first, but it's bound to crumble under the weight of unrealistic expectations. The art of letting go of attachment doesn't mean we stop caring or become indifferent. Instead, it's about cultivating a sense of detachment that allows us to appreciate and enjoy life without being consumed by it. It's like learning to appreciate the beauty of a sunset without feeling the need to capture it in a photograph. We can fully immerse ourselves in the experience without clinging to it. By releasing our attachment to specific outcomes or desires, we open ourselves up to the flow of life. We become more adaptable and resilient, able to navigate the inevitable ups and downs with grace and ease. It's like learning to ride the waves of the ocean. Instead of fighting against the current, we learn to move with it, finding freedom and joy in the rhythm of the waves. Letting go of attachment doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that requires patience, self-awareness, and practice. It's like untangling a knot. It may take time and effort, but with each gentle tug, the knot begins to loosen until eventually, it unravels completely. It's about learning to release our grip on the things we can't control and trusting in the natural ebb and flow of life. One of the most profound teachings of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, the understanding that all things are transient and subject to change. When we cling to something as if it were permanent, we set ourselves up for disappointment and suffering when it inevitably changes or slips away. It's like trying to hold onto a handful of sand. The harder we squeeze, the more it slips through our fingers. By letting go of attachment, we free ourselves from the shackles of expectation and allow life to unfold naturally. We learn to appreciate each moment for what it is, without trying to hold onto it or manipulate it to fit our desires. It's like watching a flower bloom. We admire its beauty and fragrance without feeling the need to pluck it from the stem. In essence, the art of letting go of attachment is about finding freedom in surrender. It's about releasing our need to control and trusting in the wisdom of the universe. It's like setting sail on a vast ocean, surrendering to the winds and currents that guide us on our journey. As we learn to let go of attachment, we discover a profound sense of peace and serenity that permeates every aspect of our being. Lesson 5: Cultivating Mindfulness. Mindfulness, a term often heard but sometimes misunderstood, is a key element in the art of not forcing. But what exactly does it mean? Let's dive into it. Imagine yourself sitting under a tree, feeling the gentle breeze on your skin. You're fully present in this moment, aware of the rustle of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the rhythm of your breath. That's mindfulness, being fully engaged in the present moment without judgment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts, worries, and distractions. But mindfulness teaches us to anchor ourselves in the here and now. It's like hitting the pause button in the midst of chaos, allowing us to find clarity and peace. You don't have to be a meditation master to practice mindfulness. It can be as simple as savoring a cup of tea, feeling the warmth of the mug in your hands, and appreciating the aroma and taste with each sip. It's about bringing your attention to whatever you're doing, whether it's washing dishes or taking a walk in nature. Mindfulness also involves observing your thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them. Just like watching clouds passing in the sky, you acknowledge them without trying to hold on to them or push them away. This non-reactive awareness helps us respond to life's challenges with calmness and clarity. In a world filled with distractions vying for our attention, mindfulness is like a lighthouse guiding us back to our true selves. It helps us cut through the noise and connect with our inner wisdom and intuition. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we cultivate a sense of presence and aliveness in everything we do. Whether it's listening to a friend or working on a project, we're fully engaged and alive in the moment. Mindfulness also fosters self-awareness, allowing us to recognize our habitual patterns and reactions. Instead of being controlled by them, we gain the freedom to choose how we respond to situations, leading to greater resilience and well-being. Moreover, mindfulness has been scientifically proven to have numerous benefits for our mental, emotional, and physical health. From reducing stress and anxiety to improving focus and sleep, its positive effects ripple through every aspect of our lives. In essence, mindfulness is the gateway to the art of not forcing. It teaches us to let go of resistance and embrace life as it unfolds, with openness and curiosity. By cultivating this quality of presence, we awaken to the richness and beauty of each moment, finding peace and fulfillment along the way. So, take a deep breath, and let's journey together into the wondrous world of mindfulness. Lesson 6: The Power of Acceptance. In the journey of life, we often encounter situations that challenge us, that push us out of our comfort zones, and that trigger emotional reactions within us. Yet, amid the chaos and uncertainty, there lies a profound lesson in the art of acceptance. Acceptance is the acknowledgement and embracing of reality as it is, without resistance or judgment. It doesn't mean that we condone or agree with everything that happens, but rather, it's about surrendering to the present moment and letting go of our desire for things to be different. Imagine standing in the midst of a storm. You can either resist the wind and rain, fighting against the forces of nature, or you can accept the storm for what it is, allowing yourself to be carried by the flow. In accepting the storm, you find peace amidst the chaos. In Buddhism, acceptance is a fundamental teaching. It encourages us to embrace the impermanence of life and to understand that suffering arises from our resistance to change. When we resist reality, we create suffering for ourselves. But when we accept things as they are, we find freedom and liberation. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. Instead, it empowers us to respond to life's challenges with grace and resilience. It allows us to let go of the need for control and to trust in the natural unfolding of events. Practicing acceptance requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It involves observing our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. By cultivating a mindset of acceptance, we cultivate inner peace and serenity. Think of a time when you faced a difficult situation. Perhaps you experienced a loss or a setback. Instead of resisting or denying your feelings, try embracing them with open arms. Allow yourself to feel whatever arises without judgment or resistance. Acceptance doesn't mean that we have to like everything that happens. It simply means that we acknowledge the reality of the situation and choose to respond with compassion and understanding. By accepting ourselves and others as we are, flaws and all, we create space for growth and transformation. We let go of the need to be perfect and embrace our humanity with humility and kindness. In relationships, acceptance is key to fostering love and connection. When we accept others for who they are, we build trust and intimacy. We let go of unrealistic expectations and appreciate each other's unique qualities. Acceptance is also about forgiving ourselves and others for past mistakes. It's about releasing the burden of resentment and moving forward with an open heart. When we forgive, we set ourselves free from the chains of the past. In essence, acceptance is a gift we give ourselves. It's the key to inner peace and happiness. So the next time life throws you a curveball, remember the power of acceptance. Embrace the present moment with an open heart and a mind free from judgment. In doing so, you'll discover a newfound sense of freedom and joy. Lesson 7: Finding Balance and Harmony. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, finding balance and harmony can seem like a distant dream. But in the gentle embrace of the art of not forcing, these elusive qualities become attainable, even in the midst of chaos. Balance is like walking on a tightrope, delicately poised between opposing forces. It's about recognizing when to push forward and when to pull back, when to act and when to surrender. Just as a tree sways with the wind, finding its equilibrium, so too can we find our balance amidst the storms of life. Harmony is the symphony of existence, where all the disparate elements come together in a seamless whole. It's about aligning our thoughts, words, and actions with the rhythm of the universe, dancing in synchrony with the cosmic melody. In the frantic pursuit of success and achievement, we often neglect the simple joys of life, the laughter of a child, the warmth of a sunrise, the beauty of a flower. But in embracing balance and harmony, we learn to savor these moments, to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary. Finding balance requires introspection and self-awareness. It's about knowing our limits, honoring our needs, and setting boundaries. It's about prioritizing our well-being and nurturing our body, mind, and spirit. Harmony is about embracing diversity and honoring the interconnectedness of all beings. It's about cultivating empathy, compassion, and kindness towards ourselves and others. Just as the different notes in a melody blend together to create music, so too can we find unity in diversity. In the pursuit of balance and harmony, we must learn to let go of our need for control. Like a captain navigating a ship through stormy seas, we must trust in the wisdom of the universe and surrender to the flow of life. Balance is not about perfection but about finding the middle path, the sweet spot between excess and deficiency. It's about finding equilibrium in the ebb and flow of life, adapting to change with grace and resilience. Harmony is about creating space for peace and tranquility in our lives. It's about decluttering our minds and simplifying our surroundings, creating an environment conducive to inner peace and serenity. In the tapestry of life, balance and harmony are the threads that weave together the fabric of our existence. They are the foundation upon which we build our happiness and fulfillment, the compass that guides us on our journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment. So let us embrace the art of not forcing and embark on the path towards balance and harmony. Let us cultivate mindfulness, acceptance, and patience, and learn to dance with the rhythm of life. For in finding balance and harmony, we find true peace and contentment. Lesson 8: Overcoming resistance. Do you ever find yourself in situations where you feel like you're pushing against an immovable object? Life often throws challenges our way, and our natural instinct is to resist. But what if there's a different way to approach these obstacles? Let's explore how the art of not forcing can help us overcome resistance. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly downstream. When it encounters a rock in its path, does it struggle against it? No, it simply flows around it, adapting to the circumstances. Similarly, when we face resistance in life, we can learn to flow with it rather than against it. Resistance often arises from our desire to control outcomes. We want things to go a certain way, and when they don't, we feel frustrated and resistant. But what if we were to loosen our grip on control and instead embrace the uncertainty of life? By surrendering to what is, we can find peace amidst the chaos. Think of a tree bending in the wind. It doesn't resist the force of nature. Instead, it sways with it, remaining grounded in its roots. Likewise, when we encounter resistance, we can choose to remain grounded in our values and principles while remaining flexible in our approach. One of the keys to overcoming resistance is to cultivate patience. Change takes time, and it rarely unfolds according to our timeline. By practicing patience, we can learn to trust the process and allow things to unfold naturally. Another important aspect is to let go of the need for approval or validation from others. When we seek external validation, we give away our power and become susceptible to resistance. Instead, we can cultivate self-acceptance and trust in our own abilities. It's also essential to recognize that resistance often stems from fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. But what if we were to reframe fear as an opportunity for growth? By embracing our fears and stepping out of our comfort zones, we can overcome resistance and expand our horizons. Remember, every challenge we face is an opportunity for growth and learning. By embracing the art of not forcing, we can overcome resistance and navigate life's twists and turns with grace and ease. Lesson 9: Nurturing Patience and Equanimity. Patience is a virtue, often elusive in the hustle and bustle of modern life. Yet, it's a cornerstone of the art of not forcing. Picture a serene pond. When a stone is thrown into it, the water ripples and eventually settles. Patience is akin to allowing those ripples to fade away naturally. In our lives, challenges and obstacles are like those stones, disrupting our tranquility. Instead of frantically trying to smooth the water, patience teaches us to observe, to wait. Cultivating patience means understanding that things unfold in their own time, not necessarily according to our desires or expectations. It's about relinquishing the urge to control outcomes and embracing the flow of life, trusting that everything will fall into place when the time is right. Equanimity, a cousin of patience, complements this mindset. It's the art of maintaining mental calmness and composure amidst the storms of life. Imagine yourself as a sturdy tree in a storm. The winds may buffet you, but your roots remain firm, grounded in equanimity. Equanimity doesn't mean being indifferent or passive. Instead, it's a state of inner peace that allows you to respond to life's challenges with clarity and wisdom. It's about staying balanced, neither swayed by the highs nor crippled by the lows, but anchored in the present moment. Cultivating equanimity involves mindfulness, being fully present and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. It's like being the observer of your own life, watching the ebb and flow without getting swept away by the currents. In the face of adversity, equanimity empowers you to respond with grace and resilience, rather than reacting impulsively out of fear or frustration. Practice patience and equanimity by embracing the concept of, "This too shall pass." Remember that both joy and suffering are impermanent. When faced with challenges, take a step back, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that everything unfolds in its own time. Instead of resisting or fighting against difficult circumstances, approach them with an attitude of acceptance and surrender. Trust in your ability to weather the storms of life, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity for growth and transformation. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift and inspire you on your journey towards patience and equanimity. Cultivate gratitude for the present moment, recognizing the beauty and wonder that exists even amidst adversity. And above all, be gentle with yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is mastery of patience and equanimity. With practice and perseverance, you'll find that the art of not forcing becomes second nature, leading you to a life of greater peace, harmony, and fulfillment. Lesson 10. Applying the art of not forcing in daily life. In our bustling lives, applying the art of not forcing can be a transformative practice. Picture this: you're stuck in traffic, running late for a meeting. Instead of fuming and honking, you take a deep breath. You accept the situation, acknowledging that getting worked up won't make the traffic disappear. This simple act of letting go of resistance brings a sense of peace. Applying the principle of not forcing means approaching challenges with openness and flexibility. Suppose you're struggling with a difficult task at work. Rather than pushing harder, you step back for a moment. You observe the situation with a clear mind. Suddenly, new solutions emerge effortlessly. In relationships, not forcing can foster understanding and harmony. Imagine a disagreement with a loved one. Instead of insisting on your viewpoint, you pause. You listen attentively without judgment. This creates space for empathy and mutual respect to blossom. In parenting, not forcing means allowing children to unfold naturally. Instead of imposing rigid expectations, you offer guidance with patience and compassion. You embrace their uniqueness, nurturing their growth without undue pressure. When faced with setbacks, the art of not forcing provides resilience. Suppose you encounter a setback in your career. Rather than dwelling on what went wrong, you adapt. You view the setback as a stepping stone, guiding you towards new opportunities. Not forcing extends to self-care and well-being. Imagine a day filled with stress and deadlines. Instead of pushing through exhaustion, you prioritize self-care. You take a break, go for a walk, or indulge in a hobby. This rejuvenates your spirit, restoring balance and vitality. In decision-making, not forcing allows for clarity and intuition to guide you. Suppose you're torn between two options. Instead of overanalyzing, you trust your instincts. You listen to your inner wisdom, choosing the path that aligns with your values and aspirations. In creative endeavors, not forcing sparks inspiration and innovation. Imagine writer's block striking as you stare at a blank page. Instead of forcing words, you surrender to the creative flow. You explore without expectations, allowing ideas to emerge organically. In moments of uncertainty, not forcing invites trust in the unfolding of life. Suppose you're facing a major life transition. Instead of succumbing to fear and doubt, you surrender to the unknown. You embrace the journey, knowing that each twist and turn holds valuable lessons. In essence, applying the art of not forcing is a practice of surrender and trust. It's about letting go of control and embracing the natural rhythm of life. By cultivating mindfulness and acceptance, we unlock a profound sense of freedom and joy in every moment. So, as you go about your day, remember, when in doubt, simply let go and trust in the art of not forcing. Conclusion. In the journey of exploring the art of not forcing, we've uncovered invaluable insights rooted in the wisdom of Buddhism and practical applications for everyday life. Let's recap our discoveries and reflect on their significance. Firstly, we've learned that not forcing doesn't mean being passive or inactive. Instead, it's about recognizing the natural flow of life and aligning ourselves with it. By doing so, we can reduce struggle and resistance, leading to greater ease and fulfillment. Secondly, Buddhism teaches us about impermanence, the understanding that everything in life is transient. Embracing this truth can help us release our grip on expectations and attachments, freeing us from unnecessary suffering. Moreover, we've explored the concept of mindfulness, which enables us to be fully present in each moment. Through mindfulness practices, we can cultivate awareness and develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Additionally, acceptance has emerged as a powerful tool on our journey. By accepting things as they are, we can let go of the need to control or change them, fostering inner peace and resilience. Furthermore, finding balance and harmony has been a recurring theme. By balancing effort with surrender, action with non-action, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and poise. Overcoming resistance has been another key aspect. Instead of battling against obstacles, we've learned to approach them with openness and curiosity, viewing them as opportunities for growth. Patience and equanimity have also played vital roles. By cultivating patience, we can endure difficulties with grace, while equanimity allows us to remain steady amidst the fluctuations of life. In applying the art of not forcing to our daily lives, we've discovered its transformative power. From relationships to work, from personal goals to spiritual growth, this approach offers a path to greater fulfillment and inner peace. So, as we conclude our journey, let's remember to embody the essence of not forcing in all that we do. Let's embrace the flow of life, release attachment to outcomes, and cultivate mindfulness, acceptance, balance, and patience. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the art of not forcing. May your journey be filled with wisdom, compassion, and abundant joy. Remember, the path of not forcing is not a destination but a way of being, a journey of continuous discovery and growth. Keep weaving wisdom into your life, and may you find ever deeper layers of understanding and fulfillment. Until next time, stay mindful, stay balanced, and stay true to yourself. Wisdom Woven, signing off.